kill setups. So I'm going to have pretty much everything that I've ever discussed and talked about. Long-term position trading is going to be like the commodity trading, because I'm focusing on mega trades. Now, there'll be swing trades in there that are usually held for like 2 weeks to a month and a half. Those will be talked about, and understand how I talk and how I refer to certain things. Now, when I sit over top of a chart and I say, this is where I believe the market's going to go here, and I don't believe it should do this, and then I'm going to tell you how I would engage that market, how I'm going to do it. It is not a signal service. It is not for you to copy me trading. It's none of that stuff. It's for you to make a sound, logical decision based on money behind real trades. If I'm showcasing something, I'm taking money and placing it behind these ideas. I am not talking in speculation. I'm not giving a hypothetical. I want to showcase this is what I would put money behind. It is not meant to inspire you to copy me. If you do that next year, you're wasting the opportunity that's being given to you. Because if you introduce money to it, you're going to be worried about whether or not I'm going to be right or wrong, and not understanding what it's like to watch price in that move. Now, contrast that with you struggle many times to get into a trade that may be on a 1-minute chart. And you put the trade on, and it starts fluttering around, and it moves in your favor or it doesn't move in your favor. Immediately, you are emotionally hooked. Now, every fluctuation means something to you, but it's grossly exaggerated, and it's going to be clouding your mind. You're spending more time hoping that it moves in your favor and fearing that it won't, to notice the things that it's indicating that it is or isn't a sound trade anymore. You're worried about the micro fluctuations. If you have that tendency, and if you're trying to copy me next year with real money, simply because I'm telling you I'm going to be doing something with this idea, when I'm talking about short-term trading or a swing trade in a commodity market, you're going to lose your mind. Because I'm not going to talk about that thing every single day. It'll be a position that once I put it on, I place a stop, I let it go. And if you copy that, any little fluctuation in price action while you're in that same trade, you're going to be so anxious and scared. And you're going to be going to my Twitter and saying, hey, or X account, sorry. Hey, ICT, can you give me an update on this? Should I move? I'm not going to answer you. I'm not going to answer you, not because I want to be rude or ignorant to you, but I'm reminding you, I'm not going to babysit your trade. I'm not going to do that. But if you want to see a world-class analyst trader in action, that's what 2025 is going to come. That's what I'm doing next year. And there ain't nobody out there. There ain't nobody out there anywhere. You can bring them all here. You can inspire them to do the same thing. Okay? Instead of asking me to come on your podcast, okay? Because I don't do interviews. I'm not a celebrity. I'm not going to act like a celebrity, and I'm not going to bring you attraction or traffic to your channel because you have me on your thing. If you have something of value, just produce it and share it to the community. That's all I'm doing. It's not about image. It's not about pomp. It's about let's get down to business. Okay? We have wonderful opportunities in front of us. Wonderful opportunities laid before us coming over the next 2 years. And drama marketing and all the fun I've had this year on Twitter, I gotta put that behind myself, okay? And I want my son to see how all these things come together. He tried the Top Step. He tried to do it and rushed, and because he was impulsive, he failed. Once he got funded, he blew it the very first trading day. It's easy to do that, and they're designed to do that, okay? So he scratched up $5,000, and now he has that in an AMP Global account. That's a real regulated broker. Instead of taking whatever the fees that he paid to do Top Step, instead of doing that and limiting yourself to whatever that amount of money they force on you, and as you make money, it trails behind you. That's like a trailed stop loss that strangles your trade. Here's your maximum daily loss. Okay? If your maximum daily loss is whatever it is when you first started trading your combine or your funded account, then it should stay there. Never trail behind. That tells you that these things these companies that do that, and Mr. Patak, I understand this probably isn't going to be good for your marketing or whatever, and I don't care. It's not meant to be ill-spirited, but that's really disingenuous. Because if you initially offer the opportunity that this is the maximum loss when you start the combine or you get the funded account, it should stay right there and it should never trail higher. Because what this does, and for the people that don't know any better, people that know how to trade and have traded with real money understand that these prop firm companies are Ponzi schemes. Okay, I understand there's a lot of you don't have the resources to put $5,000 together to throw into a real trading account. But Caleb has real money, $5,000 in a real account. He doesn't have to worry about that maximum loss following him up as he makes new equity. He doesn't have to worry about, trading a number of days before he can get his money out. If he makes $250 today, tomorrow, sometime next week, he can take that $250 out and pay it towards his bills. He doesn't have to do 5 days in a row profitable while they're trailing that, that stop loss of blowing the account right behind wherever you just recently made money, demo money. It's a fool's errand to try to trade in those companies, all of them. And you just watched another one go belly up because they're frauds, they're scammers. And he's offering up a $500,000 the bet on me not doing something or doing something. Guys, these people are frauds, man. And you're trusting them with your financial future. You're paying these educators. They're supposed to be so good at doing what they're doing, but they're panhandling for money to support you or support themselves through sales of courses and mentorships and whatnot. It's really time. It's high time for people to stand where they're at and sit still and say, okay, why am I even doing this? Am I in here to be part of a community where people look up to me and they glad hand with me and say, wow, I want to be like you? Clout, image? Or are you here so that way you can afford a better living, make your ends meet? Because that's what I'm offering. And I'm not saying it costs you anything, but time. It's going to cost you time, and that's the most expensive commodity. That's more expensive than any amount of money placed on anybody and what they would charge. One-time payment, monthly payments, it matters not. Time is the most expensive commodity. And when I teach you with my time. My time is extremely expensive. I made a joke that, I was getting interviewed by Goldman Sachs. That was sarcasm. I was trying to be funny. I had a person email me and said, would you go to work for one of these large investment banks if they offered the opportunity to you? And I was like, no way. No way. I've had things laid in front of me in invitations for things, and I said no. I don't want to do those things because to work a job is slavery. I worked very, very hard and hurt myself financially and emotionally and psychologically in the beginning in the 90s, rushing to leave the rat race so I don't have to do those things. So my final contribution as an educator and teacher is simply doing. Just simply doing. No, trying to be funny or entertaining. We're sitting down. This is the market. This is what we're focusing on. This is the risks. This is what I'm willing to assume as risks. And this is what I'm not willing to assume. So there may be times where there's a market opportunity there, but the risk may not be applicable for what I'm inclined to take at that time. So you'll be able to watch it and observe it. But you'll also know when I'm actually in there with a real money type trade. I will be trading through TD Ameritrade for some markets. I will be trading with Forex.com with Forex. I will be trading with AMP Global for index futures. So there you go. I have no affiliation with any of them. I don't have any kickback. I don't tell you to trade with these companies. They all suck. How's that work for you? Okay. So there's no deal between me and anybody else. I'm not going to get a kickback. I'm not getting any kind of payments. I'm not getting kind of royalties. That's the companies I'm choosing to execute and clear my trades with in 2025. Okay, so that way you know that I am not trying to funnel you into any of these companies. I'm not an introducing broker. I would never be an introducing broker. That means that I'm acting as a person that would get you to open up an account with any individual broker, and then every time you take a trade, I would get some kind of little piece of that, kind of like all of the influencers that trade through prop firms and they have an affiliate link. I have students that do this. Okay, so I'm not dumping on any of you. I'm just reminding folks that I don't do those things. So if I ever say anything about a company or a product, I genuinely either don't like them, and here's the reason why I don't like them, or I like them, and here's the reason why I like them, and they don't pay me anything. Okay, I have companies all the time reaching out to me and asking me to do some kind of affiliate marketing, some kind of like a advertisement